Today I'm joined by the number 13 ranked strawweight contender, the Quiet Storm, Randa Markos. Uh, so another very interesting thing that I've heard you kind of talking about recently is the mental side of things in MMA. And you actually have gotten a sports psychologist now, I believe. How is it working with them, and is this something that you kind of wish you had done sooner?
Yeah, definitely wish I would have done this a lot sooner. It's working out really good. I always thought I was a strong person mentally, but then like over time, all of the stress, all of the anxiety, and all of that, self doubt, it kind of like eats away at you, and it gets worse and worse and worse. I felt, and just like getting a reassurance from a professional telling you, you should do things this way, or you're doing the right thing, or no, you're not doing the right thing. That definitely clears up a lot of my mental problems, like going into fights and mental stress going into fights. So yeah, I definitely wish I would have done this a lot sooner, and I feel really good about it. I'm glad I'm doing this, and hopefully it's a step forward to improving.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, just to feed your ego a little bit, I mean, I don't need to tell you that you've always had incredible mental strength, at least from my perspective, anyways, whether it be in the fight
Thank you.
world or just in general, which is why it's so much more interesting to me with you because I know you're very confident about your abilities too, but not like super cocky or anything like that. Do you think that being humble at times maybe could have been or has been a hindrance in some ways?
Um, well, that was one thing we talked about with my sports psychologist. Like, I try to be humble. I am humble, but like in the inside, like whenever somebody gives me like give me a compliment, I'm always like, oh, thank you. I'm humble on the outside, but inside, I'm like, no, you're not. They're just saying that. They're just trying to be nice to you, and it's constant, and I'm just constantly like eating at myself,
Mm-hmm.
like breaking myself down because I'm so afraid to take a compliment, like in any way, and that definitely helps. Like that she's telling me that you got to be humble on the outside and extremely cocky on the inside. And I was like, really? That's okay? She's like, yeah, of course. That's how you should be. You don't want to be cocky on the outside, or and then break yourself down on the inside, or whatever. Like you have to be really, really confident on the inside. And it, I don't know. It's just like it was just really weird to tell myself, yeah, you're good. Yeah, this is, you're gonna beat the shit out of this person, or it's really, really hard transforming myself to stop beating myself up and start giving myself credit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet that's a struggle that a lot of people have to deal with. Is just, yeah, really interesting to hear about, because I don't think people think about the mental side enough of the sport. I know that fighters have put it out there, like I think Phil Davis and Tim Sylvia or some others said like they consider sports like 90% mental and things like that. And even when we did that article for your injury in the Lima fight, I mean, that's something people never think about either, which is also very mental because you were having to fight through that part of going through the fight banged up so bad. So yeah, just kind of a crazy thing.
Yeah, you don't think about that because like I feel like when I first started, everything was um, like everything I did was like a surprise to me. Like, oh my god, I just beat this person. Oh my god, I just made here, and it was like there's no pressure. It was just like, but then once you get to like further on in your career, and then everyone's expecting things from you, whereas before nobody expected anything from me. There's no pressure there. So like I feel like it just develops over time, and then if you don't handle it, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, you know what they say? Pressure builds diamonds, right? Is that the saying?
Yeah,
There we go.
it worked out in my fight with Lima, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So I love the perspective that you shared after your last fight about getting the draw and using that as a positive and looking at it like a fresh start, kind of as it breaks the whole win loss streak. So I remember you mentioning that too, and it feeling a bit like a mental roadblock, where it's all great, I
Yeah,
won, but now I'm supposed to lose again. So when looking at it that way, is it kind of refreshing to get the draw?
yeah, it's another thing that like when I worked on with the sports psychologist, you gotta see everything in a positive way, and that was actually a big thing for me because yeah, like you said, like if I would have won that fight, I would have been like, okay, I gotta lose the next one.
Hmm.
It's just the constant battle in my head, and for me to come out with a draw, and like I was not expecting that at all, and like you never through my entire camp it was like you either win or you lose, you win or you lose, and then come out with a draw. I was like, what? Like I was devastated, but at the same time I was like, you know what? This is great. This is great. I don't need to worry about this stupid win-loss streak that's stuck in my head.
Hmm.
It's out now. I got a fresh start, and it's time to move forward.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, nobody plans for a draw, right? So different
No,
thing.
but never in my life would I ever think anything like that. But that was out of nowhere.
Yeah, for sure. So, what I'm also going to assume was pretty refreshing, though, was staying in Brazil for a bit longer after the fight. I mean, smart way to turn work into a vacation, if you ask me. Do you plan on staying a bit longer at the locations you fight in from here on out? I know you didn't really stick around in Mexico.
Well, like because of Brazil fight was really really stressful, and not just on me, on like my entire camp, like my coaches and everything. And I just thought, like, you know what, we're in Brazil. Whatever happens, happens. This could be my last fight. Let's fucking go
Hmm.
and make a trip out of it. And like, even though like I tried to enjoy myself as much as I could, it was really really still stressful because I didn't know what was gonna happen next. Um, but yeah, like I wish I could do that more because people think, oh yeah, you guys travel for work. That's awesome. You get to see the world. We really don't get to see anything that week. You're
Hmm.
stuck in your hotel room. You're stressed out. You're starving yourself. You don't get to actually enjoy it. So it was really really cool to like actually enjoy Brazil and like I'll probably never go back again, but I got to experience it.
Yeah, unless it's for another fight or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I mean, I guess maybe not with the whole judging situation, but we never know. How
Yeah.
long? How long did you stay after that?
I only stayed for like a week.
Oh, well, that's
Oh
pretty
no,
good.
just a few days. We were
Oh,
back by
okay,
like Thursday or something.
okay. What was the coolest thing you saw? I've never been to Brazil, so I was curious.
Just oh yeah, we went to the Jesus statue,
Oh, nice.
uh, the one of the seven wonders of the world. So we got to go up there on our last day and check it out, and it's so cool. You're like in the clouds. It's so amazing to see all of Brazil from up there. And just the beaches, it's beautiful. And there was a lot of fans on the beaches.
Oh,
They
really?
got recognized me. That was really really cool.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I was like, you know me?
Hey, got a fan base in Brazil now.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And I saw you were working with a pretty darn good wrestler in Jade Parsons recently. What was that like?
Awesome. Actually, my wrestling coach, that's his girlfriend, and she's amazing. She just came from Turkey or something, and just competed at the Worlds, and that was pretty cool. Um, she's awesome. She's always helping out and giving us some pointers and stuff. And I'm hoping to go out there and train for a bit. If I got like a week off or something, go out there and train with the I think it's Brock University.
Oh,
So that'd be really
nice.
cool.
Yeah, that would be a great experience, I imagine.
Yeah, I've also added Muay Thai too, which I haven't done. So
Oh,
that should be really cool for my next fight. I added Muay Thai to my camp, so
hell yeah. Did you do
it'll be
that
awesome.
because your last opponent was a Muay Thai specialist?
I know, and the last three girls were Muay
Oh yeah,
Thai
good point.
specialists, so
Good
I was
point.
figured I might take it up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, I mean, you have done very good in like the clinch and stuff against them. So you're like, hey, I see the idea there. Let's maybe mix this into the arsenal. I'm already not too bad at it.
Yeah, yeah. It wouldn't hurt to learn a little bit, but I still love the wrestling clinch better.
No, of course, can't go wrong there. So, do you enjoy training with some new people like Jade and like Dory in the past every now and then, or are you fine with sticking to your routines?
Pardon?
Do you enjoy getting to train with some new people like Jade every now and then, and Dory in the past, Dory Yates from TriStar, now every now and then, or are you kind of fine with sticking to your routines for the most part?
I like to. I'm like open to whatever. So like I don't find like going to like an MMA gym it has helped me in the past. I mean, maybe we'll in the future. I don't know, but right now I like the way things are going. But I'm open to work with anybody. Like if my coaches think like, hey, you should go out here and train with them for a bit. Definitely, I'm open to whatever. I'm not like a closed-minded person where it's like I'm only like that with like certain things. Like if a technique works for me and people try to change it, it's like why change it? It's working, you know.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like training with other people, training, um, you know, somebody wants me to spar with them, I'll travel. I don't care. I'll travel 3 hours to just spar with somebody who like will benefit me in any way. So.
Yeah, of course, of course. So, do you still get out to strong style at all?
Pardon?
Strong style with Jessica I. Do you ever go down there anymore?
Yeah. I still train with here and there. Um, Awesome gym. I wish I lived closer to that gym. That's like your ideal gym. Like they've got specialists in
Yeah.
every part of MMA, and it's really really an awesome atmosphere too. That her coaches are really really positive, really nice people. So yeah, but they're like 3 hours away, so it sucks.
Damn travel.
I know. It's killing me.
Yeah, I don't have to tell you that. Yeah. So, just to shift gears a tiny bit, I wanted to get your thoughts on one of the bigger stories that's kind of currently unfolding in the UFC, and that's the removal of the men's flyweight division. I just want to know what you kind of think about that. I mean, Cejudo, he just becomes champion. Mighty Mouse leaves, and they're like closing shop. It's kind of just crazy to me.
Yeah, that I don't know. That's a really like weird move. I find there's so many good people in that weight class, like in every weight class, but like so many great people in 125. It's just I felt like Demetrius Johnson was just way too good for all of them,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you know for most of them, and it didn't mean that they were not good. It was just that like he was just too good, you know,
Yes.
and I felt horrible for all those people to just wake up one morning and be like, oh, they just announced that their entire division is cut. Like that's insane,
Yeah.
and it really really sucks. But it really like opens your eyes to see like anything. You know, the UFC can do whatever they want whenever they want to, and you gotta be ready for your next move. And that's
Yeah.
what I got from my last fight as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I've always been saying. Like people, they'll say, "Oh, the division sucks though. DJ's beating a bunch of losers." But you're like, "No, wait, let's look at those guys when they fight and stuff. It's like all competitive. He's just that much better." So, I'm glad to hear you think that too
Exactly.
because it's like, "Come on, guys, let's get the bigger picture here." So,
Even his last fight, didn't he just come off injury?
yeah, I think he
Pretty
was
sure he got like
injured for that
just came
one.
off a surgery or something like that. It's like you didn't even get enough time to prepare for this fight.
Yeah, so it's like, and he still arguably won it. So,
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah.
just ridiculousness. But yeah.
Mm. And
Also,
then he doesn't even get a chance to defend it. It's just you're
oh,
out.
I know. Jesus. Some of the decisions just drive me crazy.
mm.
And what you gonna do? But also about flyweight in the women's division, Joanna, she's going up. What do you think about that? I mean, do you think she should be getting the title shot right away, or just what do you make of her move going up
For, who's that?
for
You
Joanna?
cut out a bit. Oh, for the 125 division.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, did they confirm that she's got a title match?
yeah. That's it. The Toronto one. She's co-main event.
Oh, that was a Toronto one. Damn.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that doesn't. I don't think that's fair. That's definitely not fair to everybody else. And like, she just lost her. She got two. She got to fight for the 115 division twice and didn't get it. I think she should work her way up to getting the title shot. I mean, I know she's defended the title for so long at 115, but different weight class, different different opponents. There's other people who deserve it before she does. Like
yeah,
if it was like I don't know, if she had fought a couple fights maybe and like won a couple fights, then fight for the title. But I feel like they're kind of like don't know what to do with that division. It's small, maybe. I don't know, but I don't think that's the right move.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of weird. It kind of reminds
I
me
feel
of
like a lot of these. I feel like a lot of these matchups are just for entertainment. It has nothing to do with like fighters and what people deserve, and like there's no like doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
None of it makes sense.
Yeah, the logic's a bit different, I guess we could say nowadays. So yeah,
Yeah,
that situation reminds me a little bit of like the featherweight when they had Hawley and Jermaine Durandamy, who were both bantamweights, and they were fighting over the 145 title. It's kind of like, what's
yeah,
going
it doesn't
on?
make sense.
Yeah. So she's Joanna's taking on Valentina, who's coming down. She's at least had a fight at flyweight now. What do you think about that matchup?
I I think that Valentina is going to destroy her. I know.
Just the way you said that.
Like I know Joanna. I feel like in her Joanna's last few fights, she's broken. She's like she has fear in her. When she was great is when she was fearless, and you can tell her style started to change. Even her fight with Tisha, she wasn't herself. She won that fight, but she wasn't herself at all. Like she wasn't the old Joanna from before, and fearless, and you know the gritty fighter. She was just like you can see the fear in her, and I think she's not ready for a fight with Valentina. And I think Valentina is going to destroy her.
Yeah, I mean,
She's got the weight advantage. She's got she's fought. She was fighting at 135. She's coming down from 135, and she's tough as freaking hell. It's gonna be a great fight, but I think that Valentina's gonna win for sure, hands down.
yeah, I agree. I mean, Valentina, she already does have 3 wins over her in Muay Thai, so that's just something a lot of people are looking at. It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, that too.
crazy. Um, yeah, okay, so 2 more things here, and I'll let you go. So one, have you been doing any pharmacy work recently, or is that kind of a thing of the past? And two, I saw you kind of tease going back to the natural black hair a while back. Is the red going to become a thing of the past too?
Pardon? Sorry, I can hear the last part.
You teased going back to the natural black hair a while back. Is the red going to become a thing of the past as well?
Oh, no, I'm not going back to black. I won't go back to black until I don't know for a while. The black hair is cool. It's me, but I don't know. I just like the red hair. It stands out more, and it's like I don't know, me now. But um, sorry, I forgot your first question.
Have you been doing any pharmacy work recently, or is that kind of done now?
Oh, yeah, I'm done with pharmacy. I was working there for a while, and then I stopped for a while, and they asked me to come back and help. They need more people, and that's when I realized that I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, it was great, like learning all the medicine and all the new stuff that comes out, and there's always new stuff coming out, but it's just not like when you're fighting in a cage as your other job. Do you really want to go back to a pharmacy and just sit there and count pills and like I don't know? It's just I'm done with that. That's a past, and I don't think I'll go back to it.
Yeah, I hear you. Like, I can see how that would be a little bit like, oh, what is the difference here is so large, you know?
I know. I mean, it was great at the time, but I'm ready to move on.